Hey folks, this is Mr. Michelson. As you can see, I'm not here today. Please make sure that we do have a normal class period and that everyone's showing respect and all that good stuff to our guests in our classroom. We are on day 12 of our Adventures of Tom Sawyer unit, and few things to talk about, just some housekeeping things. I know some people have asked me about the test and how I can retake either one of these tests. So let me tell you a little bit about that. First thing, the vocab test on the left here. After break, we can have you retake during flex. It will be on paper. It will be all fill in the blank sentences. I'll give you a sentence where a word belongs, and you'll need to tell me which word it is that belongs there out of those 15. Continue to study using the pink sheet that I gave you at the beginning of the unit, or using that Quizlet, always a good resource there if you'd like to vocab again. So that's the retake of that. The novel test, which I think maybe even more people might be interested in retaking, is a test that you can only take if you've gotten all your packets completed. There's a big correlation between the people who did their packets and had them in the grade book and everything, and the score that they got. So if you haven't done all your packets, or I haven't seen all your packets, make sure that those are done. I can see them, and then we'll give you the go-ahead to take the retake. You also should review your test. Please look at what you did on the test. You should be able to see your answers there on Schoology. Ask me if you have any questions about why you got answers wrong, things like that. I'm happy to field any of those questions. So please go back, look at your tests, think about what the right answer might have been. Feel free to check your answers against some of your notes or the book itself, and review that test. The test will then be a take-home test, which will be given to you on Schoology. And you can take it during flex if you want to sign up for a flex after break to work on this. That's fine with me. It will be a no book, no notes, or anything else test, so no resources beyond just your brain. Please email me if you think you've gotten all these requirements done. If you want access to it, I can give you access to it since it is a take-home test. And so I'll just double check that you've got your packets done and make sure that you have access to what you need for this test. If you're looking to study, before you send that email at requesting access, study those packets. Really get to know this book if you don't feel like you know it as well as you maybe should have on our test day last time. So please let me know if you have other questions about that. I will be here tomorrow on Friday, so please come talk to me. I'll be here all day. Moving on then to our essential questions for our unit. The one I'm really concerned with now at the end of our unit is this one. What are the characteristics of a good role model? And as you know, on our test day, we gave you a packet of an outline for you to brainstorm some ideas on, and then also to start outlining your ideas into an essay sort of format. Hopefully that's making sense for most of us. Especially if you were here last year, you'll probably notice that claim evidence reasoning, CER model, is part of this outline. If you have questions about that, because maybe you didn't do this last year, I will be happy to work with you once I'm here. But we're also not going to have a whole ton of class time to work on this essay. I'll have some flexes after break, and I'll talk more about that in a second. I hope you came today with most of your outline done. I asked you to get as far as you could in that outline, and to come with maybe some questions. Maybe you can help each other with some questions and some thoughts, but hopefully you've gotten a good start with it, at least today. We're just going to shoot for this learning target today. That's all that's on our menu. And you may have looked at the pacing map to see the essay assignment itself. If you haven't done that, I would encourage you to go to this document on day 11. It's nice and big right there. It says essay assignment, and that will give you all the nitty-gritty details about this assignment that maybe you didn't hear me say last class, or that maybe we haven't even gotten into yet. There's some links to some resources on there. There's some links to some sample essays that you could use to sort of inspire your own writing, or kind of just see what a good essay might look like. The final draft of this essay will be due on March 29th for everybody, whether it's A day or B day. I want to make sure that you're done by then, and I can really assess your writing from there. So make sure you know that, and you'll have some time after break to get this done. But as I said, we won't have a ton of class time to work on this beyond the time that I'm giving you today. So check out that document, and what we'll be doing here is finishing your essay outline packet. If you haven't finished that yet, I would make sure that you're working on that today. Check your outline with your peers. Get some other eyeballs on your outline. See what people have to say about it. Feel free to share some information with one another. Check your outline against your peers' outline. And if you feel like you're good, your rough draft would be what you could start. You'll see that document on Schoology under the Tom Sawyer essay assignment. So that would be the document. You could just take your outline and start typing it up. It should make pretty much sense as you get into it. Really, it's silent work time today, so 90% of the class time should be that. 10% of your class time can be time to quietly whisper some questions to one another, or to just give and get some feedback from one another, or maybe from the sub even. Lastly, again, I said this already, but March 29th is our due date. So that's what we're headed towards with this essay. Check out Flex offerings after break for some peer editing time and some maybe extra work time. That will be really the time that we have, because we're going to be moving on to some other topics after break. Beyond that, I think that's pretty much all you need to know.